Wow, well, I'm Amelia.
And I'm Valerie.
And this is Meatless Memes.
And on this week's episode, we're gonna be making s'mores bars.
Get ready for some chocolatey,
Gooey.
marshmallowy, vegan goodness.
Get started. Alright, so first we're going to be starting off by making the crust.
So first thing we're gonna need is 1 cup of oats.
Yep. And we're just adding everything to a blender because we're just going to end up blending it all together into a nice fine paste.
So it can be a nice crust at the bottom.
We need the blade. You have to shove it in through.
Cashier 409 or 409.
Okay, now we need a half a cup of raw almonds. This is kind of a two-man job, if you know what I mean.
Alright. 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
That's right.
No spillage.
I got like 2 grains at most. And now we need 3 tablespoons of sugar.
And 3!
There you go. Alright. So now we need 5 tablespoons of melted cocoa.
Now we have to blend this.
Now we need to blend this.
Now we're going to blend this until it's like really finely chopped, and then we're gonna add some wet ingredients.
Oh yeah, this is supposed to be like a fine flour.
Yeah.
So we're going to be adding 5 tablespoons of melted coconut oil, but I don't actually have that much, so the rest we're just using regular canola oil,
Which is just fine.
and we're just going to be pulsing it until it gets to like a nice, like thickish kind of dough.
You know, coconut oil is actually pretty good for taking off makeup. A lube. That's a tasty pussy. Should've, because I would have tasted delicious.
So nice. Good old Wesson canola oil.
Go! Wesson canola oil.
5!
Is 5 a word or is 5 a number?
Both.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant.
I think number would be the adjective. What kind of word is it? It's a number word.
So now we're gonna pulse to combine all of this. Anyway,
Formula. It should form a. Should form a loose dough. And now we're going to be adding a half cup of pecans, and we're just going to be blending it until it's slightly chunky because we want that texture in there. It's going to be loud. Hello? 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 Hello?
wait, alright. Okay.
Now we need to transfer this to a parchment-lined baking sheet and spread evenly. Now we're just going to evenly distribute our crust in here. And after you just add it all in, you need to make sure that you flatten it down. Ooh, flatten it down with a spoon. 2 women,
We only
1
have
crust.
2 women, 1 spoon.
Yeah. And now we're going to be baking the crust for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. after 15 minutes, then we're going to increase the heat to 375 and bake for another 5 to 10 minutes or until golden brown.
One 1/4 cup dairy-free chocolate chips.
And also 1/3 cup of almond milk to a separate bowl. We're going to be microwaving this for about a minute until it's almost boiling.
And then we're gonna pour that in the same bowl as the chocolate chips so they can get melted. So don't touch it, don't mix it, don't touch it, don't talk to it. And once it's alone, leave her alone. No means no.
No.
Means no.
And now we're just removing our steaming hot milk from the microwave. And we're gonna be adding this to our chocolate chips. And remember, for the next 5 minutes, do not touch.
It's stirring time. So just stir it gently. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. 2. And then we're gonna mix that a little more, a little gently. And then we're gonna cover it and let it stand for like 10 minutes, you know. And whisk.
We're gonna whisk it. Remember, above the influence. So anyways, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar.
Powdered sugar for the common, normal person.
I'm sorry, I'm not a normie.
Okay. And gently, gradually pour this in so it's easier to whisk.
Easier on the eyes. It smells so good.
It does. It smells really deliciously chocolatey and sweet.
Rich.
Be your own daddy. Make your own sugar. Not very thick
so
right
chunky.
now. But yeah, it has chocolate chunks and that's okay.
And that's okay.
Because people, when they buy it, they're like, I taste the chocolatey chunks.
It's a little chunky.
Little chunky.
We pulled the crust out of the oven and now we're gonna fill it up.
We let it cool first because if you pour it out immediately, it's gonna melt in. We don't want that. We want layers. Okay?
Layers, so let it cool.
Exactly, let it cool. And then we're gonna put that in the fridge and let it solidify. Now our crust has cooled and we're spreading our chocolate ganache on top of it, you know?
Yeah, if you want to spread her out.
Yeah.
And we're going to add her into the fridge or freezer until it gets nice and solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Now we're just gonna add some marshmallows on the top. And then we're gonna put it in our oven on broil, but make sure you watch it. Like literally stand there and watch it, because
It's only like 45 seconds.
Yeah, in like 30 to 45 seconds, that's gonna burn.
Yeah. She's so beautiful.
Or more like a blizzard in New York. The first time I ever saw snow was actually a blizzard in New York City, and they closed down the streets.
Wow.
And I was in Times Square when no one was there. No cars, no people.
I would love that.
It was like a dead ghost town. It was pretty insane.
Now we're just going to add this to broil. Yeah, see how they're getting nice and fluffy, a little bit browned on the top? We just want to continue that.
Until they're a little more melty, but not burned.
Not burnt.
Oh, guys.
Done. Look at her. She's so puffy.
As you can see, she's lightly toasted. As you can see, she's lightly toasted, but not burned. The next step we're gonna do is cut it into small squares and put it on a nice little serving plate.
Time to taste.
Time to taste.
This this crust is so crummy.
This is so chocolatey. Personally, for me, it's too chocolatey.
It's like if it was in a bigger pan and it was thinner, I think that's what we needed. We needed something more thin.
Yeah, possibly leaving in the crust for a little bit longer so it gets more brown, because we took it in when it was slightly brown, but maybe not crispy enough, not hard enough, because it is pretty crumbly.
Right.
It does taste good.
It's definitely
really chocolatey.
It's definitely like a chocolate lover's.
Chocolate lover's delight.
Yeah.
So I'm Valerie,
And I'm Amelia.
and
That was another episode of
Meatless Memes.
Make sure to smash that like button.
And gently but surely tap the subscribe.
Stay tuned for next week's episode.